Hello everyone, welcome to this Bold Reports tutorial. In this video, I will show you how to render a subreport in your web application using the JavaScript report viewer control. Before diving into the process, let me give you an overview of subreports. In Bold Reports, a subreport is a report item that allows you to embed one report within another. This feature is used to organize complex reports into smaller, reusable components. Each subreport can have its own data source and layout, and you can pass parameters from the main report to the subreport to filter or customize the displayed data. Here I have already designed a main report and a subreport. The employee comparison report acts as the main report, which includes the employee details subreport. In this demo, I will add and render these reports into an application. First, I will embed the report viewer control into an application using JavaScript. I create a new folder named reportviewer.js. Inside the folder, I create a file named index.html. I add the basic HTML template from the documentation. Next, I need to reference the necessary scripts and style sheets to integrate the report viewer into the project. I add the scripts and style sheet to the head tag in the index.html file. I have linked the scripts documentation to the video description for your reference. Next, I will initialize the report viewer control in the web application. I create a div element that acts as the container for Bold Report Viewer on the web page, and assign styles, and an ID attribute. The ID attribute specifies the unique name for the HTML element, so I assign the value viewer. The style attribute adds inline styles to the div element, assigning width and height. Next, I add a script tag inside the body and implement a JavaScript function to initialize the Bold Report Viewer control in the div element with the ID attribute. The function includes two API parameters. The report service URL specifies the URL of the report service that processes the report, and report path specifies the path to the report file. The report viewer requires a web API service to process subreport files. There are two options for creating a web API service: ASP.NET Web API Service and ASP.NET Core Web API Service. For this demo, I have created an ASP.NET Core Web API service on my local machine. I have linked the video on how to create an ASP.NET Core Web API services for subreports in the video description for your reference. I added the employee comparison main report and the employee details subreport to the resources folder under the www root directory. To load these reports, I modify the onInit report options method. I add an if condition to check whether the subreport model property of the report option object is null or not null. If it is not null, the code inside the block executes. Otherwise, the else block runs. Inside the if block, I create a report path variable by combining the base path and the report name using reportoption.subreportmodel.reportPath. I then create a file stream instance to open the employee details subreport file from the resources folder. A memory stream is created to store the report data, and the contents of the file stream are copied into it. This copy process prevents file access problems in the server while running the application. Finally, I assign the substream values to the report option.subreportmodel.stream variable. Once the web API service is set up, I run it to generate a URL. This URL is used in the report service URL property of the JavaScript application. I move to the index.html web application and set the URL to include /API/reportviewer, which is the API endpoint for the report viewer service. I also assign the main report name to the report path property. Now, everything is ready to load the report in the web page. When I run the application, the report viewer loads in the browser, and the employee comparison main report is rendered with the employee details subreport inside of it. In this video, I have shown you how to render a subreport in a web application using JavaScript. If you found this video useful, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.